Hi, kindergartners. My name's Mrs. Meyer, and I'm going to be your teacher. And I'm so excited to meet you tonight and then see you tomorrow for our first day of school. So tonight, before you go to bed, I wanted to read you a story because reading is so important. If you have books at your house, have people read to you all the time, even just a story a night. So I thought for this first night before we start our journey together on this mission in our space-themed classroom, that I would read you a bedtime story. And this is one of my favorite beginning of the year stories. It's called First Day Jitters. Jitters is when kind of like you have those butterflies in your stomach, you're kind of nervous or anxious a little bit maybe. So first day jitters, maybe you're feeling like that about school tomorrow. Don't worry, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have so much fun. You don't have to be nervous about anything. But this book, First Day Jitters, is by Julie Dannenberg and it's illustrated by Judy Love. So Julie Dannenberg, she wrote the words, and Judy Love, she drew the pictures for this book. Sarah dear, time to get out of bed, Mr. Hartwell said, poking his head through the bedroom doorway. You don't want to miss the first day at your new school, do you? You can see she's still in bed with her cat. He's trying to get her up. I'm not going, said Sarah, and pulled the covers over her head. Of course you're going, honey, said Mr. Hartwell as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade. Do you like getting up in the morning, or is it hard for you to get up in the morning? No, I'm not. I don't want to start over again. I hate my new school, Sarah said. She tunneled down to the end of her bed. How can you hate your new school, sweetheart? Mr. Hartwell chuckled. You've never been there before. Don't worry, you liked your other school. You'll like this one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet. That's just it. I don't know anybody, and it will be hard, and I just hate it. That's all. What will everyone think if you aren't there? We told them you were coming. I'm looking forward to seeing every one of you. They will think that I am lucky, and they will wish that they were at home in bed like me. Mr. Hartwell sighed. Sarah Jane Hartwell, I'm not playing this silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes. He sounds kind of angry. Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom. She fumbled into her clothes. My head hurts, she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. Mr. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast and her lunchbox. Got to have a good breakfast before we start the day. And don't worry, we'll get to have lunch here at school. You might have got to have lunch at your old school, or you might not have. That might be new, but we will help you. They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. They drove down the street. She couldn't breathe. She sounds really nervous. And then they were there. I feel sick, Sarah said weakly. Nonsense, said Mr. Hartwell. You'll love your new school once you get started. Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton. Your principal's name is Mrs. Cassidy, Dr. Cassidy, we call her. Sarah slumped down in her seat. Oh, Sarah, Mrs. Burton gushed, peeking into the car. There you are. Come on, I'll show you where to go. We have people that'll meet you at the car or at the buses also. Mr. Carnes and Mr. Dirks, they'll meet you at the buses and cars, and we'll show you where to go inside our school. So the principal, Miss Burton, she led Sarah into the building and walked quickly through the crowded hallways. Don't worry, everyone is nervous the first day, she said over her shoulder as Sarah rushed to keep up. When they got to the classroom, most of the children were already in their seats. The class looked up at Mrs. Burton, cleared her throat. Class, attention please, said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, Class, I would like you to meet... Who do you think it might be? Your new teacher, Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell. Did you realize it was the teacher, or did you think it was a kid like you that was nervous for her new school? Did you know teachers can get nervous too and anxious? I am excited to meet you and have you here with us tomorrow and every day after that. We're going to have so much fun and learn together. I hope you don't have any first day jitters, but if you do, that's okay. We're going to work through them together and we're going to have an awesome year. I hope you're able to just lay down tonight and go to sleep and be rested and excited to have fun tomorrow with all of us and new friends. We'll see you soon.